Well, let's do some basics there. Unlocking the keto code. Where are people getting it wrong? The misconceptions. How you've made it a lot easier with unlocking, this incredible diet, this ketogenic diet that's got a long history. We're not going to get into it. We've had Prof Noakes on twice. We'll link to that. But let's talk about how you've upgraded this keto diet, and also maybe talk about CGM, measuring ketones. Ketones are not the super fuel that people think they are. What they're doing from a longevity and a health perspective.
Yeah, when I was writing The Energy Paradox, I like to back up what my thoughts are with research, and preferably human research. So I've been one of these proponents that, ketones are this amazing fuel. They're great for your brain. They make you an efficient fat burner. And really think about that for a minute. If you become an efficient fat burner, the definition of efficiency is getting, let's use a car, more miles per gallon of gas. So if I wanted an efficient car, particularly now with gas prices, I'd get a Toyota Prius. If I'd want a fuel inefficient car, then I would buy a Ferrari. And there might be other reasons I'd want a Ferrari, but for the purpose of the analogy, it's a really fuel inefficient car. If, in fact, ketones made me an efficient fat burner, and fat has 9 calories per gram, whereas carbohydrates and proteins have 4 calories per gram, and I was eating mostly fat, and I was an efficient fat burner, then I should actually gain weight if that's how ketones work. In fact, that's not what ketones do. It turns out that ketones are signaling molecules that actually tell our mitochondria to actively waste fuel, to literally become Ferraris. And that is actually how a ketogenic diet promotes weight loss. It actually makes you a profoundly inefficient fat burner. The other thing that was striking to me is looking at research from both Harvard and the NIH on human subjects in ketosis. At full ketosis, the body only uses about 30% of its energy, gets its energy needs met by burning ketones. The rest primarily comes from free fatty acids. And if the brain really loves ketones, then at full ketosis, the brain ought to be burning it. In fact, even at full ketosis, 30 to 40% of the brain's fuel needs have to be met by glucose, even at full ketosis. The other thing I think is sad but true, the research in athletes, looking again at the Boston data, muscles will burn ketones as their preferred fuel about 3 days into ketosis, but then it rapidly wanes and they start burning free fatty acid. You look at the athletic studies by Volek, and at 3 days, you get this problem with, quote, keto adaptation. And it may take you 2 weeks to become keto adapted and your performance will increase. But yet, ketones are the most used fuel by muscles at 3 days. And so that's when your performance tanks, but when they're burning mostly ketones. So the human evidence goes against everything that we've kind of, talked about.
Yeah.